Oh, it looks very nice behind you. There's
lovely.
a Ferris wheel behind you and everything. Will looks like it could be a lovely day out there for people.
Good morning. Yes, you know, actually, what you can see behind me as well. I didn't know that they did this at the seaside. There's a tractor that goes along after the day's people footprinting all the way along it. They come along and they flatten it all so it's nice and flat for the next day's kids and next day's families to come along. So I think that's one of these interesting things that you don't really realise unless you live at the coast, if you live here all the time. One of the things that people that I am speaking to that are out walking their dogs at this time in the morning, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock in the morning, they're saying that while it might be an empty beach right now, obviously bright and early on this Saturday morning, it is going to be rammed here. Of course, Easter bank holiday, we heard it, 22 million leisure journeys, people coming to these coastal destinations, Skegness, Margate, the Cornish coastline, Blackpool. 3.6 billion of those journeys are going to be made today. Now, we came from Nottingham bright and early this morning. That's the advice that the RAC is saying, is they're saying get out onto the roads nice and early, because we have seen some elements of congestion, particularly around places like the M25, the M20, of course, to Dover if people were planning on getting a ferry, planning on going over to France for the weekend. We also saw some trouble yesterday for the M6. Today, of course, we've got the FA Cup semi-final, Liverpool versus Manchester City. There's meant to be a lot of traffic on the road in that sense as well. But of course, if you are coming to places like Skegness, particularly in and around the towns, there's going to be an expectation that it will be hard to find parking. It will be a little bit trickier when you're trying to get into the town during those peak hours, you know, around kind of 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock. If you're trying to get fish and chips for lunch, you might find that you're waiting in a queue. Lots of people are really coming to these destinations because, of course, 2 years of the pandemic, many people haven't been out. They're feeling a little bit better now. Vaccinations, different forms of safety, no restrictions though, so you might feel a little bit safer than that. Of course, we've seen places like Manchester Airport, Birmingham Airport, where there's massive queues, so maybe you'll choose to come to a coastal destination like Skegness in Lincolnshire instead of going to Spain for a last-minute holiday. Lots of people are going to be filling this beach over the next couple of hours, so stick around. I'm sure it's going to be quite a sight to see.
Oh, let's hope so. Let's hope so. Will, thank you very much indeed. Looks a bit... Are you a bit chilly there at the moment, though? Is it a bit breezy?
I am. It's obviously the wind from the North Sea. You can see that the sun is really bright. It's probably going to blow out the camera. But over there, the wind is coming in. It's a little bit chillier. I put away my winter coat because I looked at how good the weather is going to be, around 14, 15, 16 degrees in Skegness. But most places in Britain getting low 20s, 21, 22 degrees today. Although we did see the highest day on record for this year yesterday for Good Friday.